I don't need to do that on this, but we're doing it anyways.
Time.
What's up, guys? This is a pretty cool episode of the podcast. This is the most girth we've ever had on the screen at once.
Like the girth.
So we're bringing Niko Greek Goliath from Boston. That's where Alec is. He's with Niko right now, and we have the big Sturge here.
What up?
So I have them all on because they were actually at North America's and I was not. So I got to watch it the same way you guys did through JF Caron's Instagram Live, which was spotty at best, but a decent effort from the team. But I also wanted to have, like, if you've seen our full streams of North America's Strongest Woman, day 1 of North America's Strongest Man is up. Day 2 is going to come out here soon. That was all filmed by Sturge. And on terrible internet in the hotel, he would put it on Google Drive. And Braden, while he was basically up in the mountains this weekend teaching a photography workshop, was piecing together those streams for you guys for YouTube. So I apologize that they're not as fast as they were last year, but the team made it work under some pretty rough circumstances. So those streams are all going to live on my YouTube channel indefinitely. And there will also be a pretty cool TV edit to come out later in the year because it seems like the TV crew is there. But yeah, what do you guys think of the show?
Pretty
Honestly,
sick.
it's a phenomenal show, man. It was slightly different this year in that there was no squat or deadlift, but JF made it equally hard just with different types of moving events because the sponsors had come in. And honestly, I think he just didn't want to kill the guys that are doing Strongest Men on Earth. But it was a phenomenal show. The crowd was great. It didn't rain, which was nice. The weather was good. Like it's the third heaviest show in the world, and it's just so much fun to watch. It was your first time coaching at it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the way that Jeff puts it together, he really makes the athletes the centerpiece, and they all came out on trucks with their flags. It's just that it really is a spectacle, and I was pretty impressed, having been to 3 out of the big 4 myself. This was just like I was like, JF knows how to put a show on. So,
Sturge had the best whole house. What do you think?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That was such a cool experience being on the floor the entire show.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best seat in the whole house.
And I like that, like a lot of shows are really protective about, who films what, who posts what. But I think at the end of the day, JF runs an awesome team. Basically, they run a pro circuit across one of the largest geographical countries on the planet. They take care of the guys. They pay prize money. They pay travel. They do all those kinds of things as often as they can. The one missing link in their team is a professional live stream. Some of their events do have it. Some of their events don't. So at the end of the day, knowing that part was missing, JF was very cool about this last year and this year, which is he'd rather have more people get to see it. So he let our team, so Braden last year and Sturge this year, be on the floor and film the thing. So yeah, just an honestly cool opportunity for our YouTube too. So
he couldn't be more accommodating. The first thing I asked him when I got there was like, "Hey, is it cool if this big guy is on the floor filming?" He goes, "Oh, I don't care. Please do that." And then we talked to the RDS guys, which for those that don't know, RDS is just like a subsidiary of ESPN. So it's the Canadian ESPN is going to be streaming it, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, just Sturge, just stand next to us the whole time, and you'll be great." Like,
yeah, they were the coolest people, dude.
Yeah. Any other broadcasting team would be like, "Absolutely not. We won't share the floor." Blah blah blah. Couldn't be more welcoming.
Yeah, and it's still what's kind of just a cool like strongman nerd factoid is like that RDS team that films the strongman shows in Quebec is still mostly the same team that filmed Fortissimus 20 years ago. It's the same guys. Like for sure, the head of production is the same guy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and they just love filming strongman. They've been doing it for 20 plus years. So, and there's a lot of cool implements that have history and have been lifted up there for 20 plus years. So, there were some curveballs and new implements thrown in the women's show. You guys want to kind of break down it was kind of Friday night and Saturday night was the women's show. If you guys want to.
Yeah, and they made for the men's show too, like the Conan's wheel was for men's and women's. And the way that they changed the weight, because they couldn't, obviously not going to change refrigerators. So what they did was they just moved the units in or out to make it heavier for the men and women. And honestly, it was very appropriate weight, I would say. Yeah, they had a little bit of plates. I mostly has like placeholders to keep the fridge. Yeah, which is pretty funny. But what else was new? What was the new implements on the women's side? They had a card deadlift, which I really liked.
The power stair pins were.
Oh, those are just miserable.
Those were nasty, kind of a thick grip, kind of tall.
The handles on it were axle bar handles, essentially, for powers, which is crazy. Like, and they did it. It was just I would make the argument it's nearly as hard as the men's, just for different reasons.
Yeah,
Sure.
Pretty cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed the new Conan's wheel because that was funded by obviously a sponsor, but I think the Quebec government owns that now, so that will be back, that Conan's wheel, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fingal's finger this year, they actually went heavier. So apparently the set that you've used twice, they used they have 3 of them, and they used number 2 of 3 the years that you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And this year they went number 2 and 3, so they used the heaviest one this year. And that really threw a curveball for a lot of the guys.
Yeah, it seemed like they actually added weights to the sleds this year, and they went up 1 power stair weight. So that final medley was a much more brutal version of the one I did last year.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, only 2 guys finished, so it was definitely tough.
Even for Wes, he struggled at the end there.
Yeah, and he's one of the few guys that can do that bottom technique on the power stair.
Yep.
And I mean, Jeffers some of the best hands in the world, and he couldn't even do it.
He was
or
so
he got
close
2 or 3 stairs up, and then
he got all the first one, and he was missing just the last one. Jeffers was very close, and
Sure.
your client Dan also very close.
Yeah, Dan, he made it to the final step, and just it's a long medley, and just ran out of it right at the end. So, but
yeah,
how was overrun? So
yeah,
really how was that experience for Dan? A show like this is kind of a punch in the mouth the first time you do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was tough because we only got invited 2 weeks ago, so unfortunately, there were a couple last minute pullouts. Dylan tore his bicep, and Dan was along with a few other guys being considered, and JF decided to throw Dan an invite, and he asked me what I thought, and I was basically like, "Look, man, in this sport, when JF asks you to do something, you do it." So he was super nervous because he's his by far his hardest critic, and he just wanted to go in there and give it his all, which he did. I think that that show in particular, the implements are very unique.
Mm-hmm.
And if we were to run the show back in a month, just him having had touches on the implements now, he would do much better.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a lack of power or strength on his part, because he's 6'8", he's 400 pounds, he's a big strong guy.
Yeah.
It was just like just everything, that Viking press. If your feet aren't in the perfect spot, it catches up to you quick. The power stairs, there's that technique with it's everything, and it's those little things that you pick up through just getting touches on implements. Where if we're lucky enough to get invited back next year and actually have a full prep, I could see him being a podium threat next year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's got all the physical tools, and I've noticed this. So I went 2 total years on this, and now seeing year 3, like you can definitely tell there's little tricks with every single one of those implements.
Right.
You saw it at Worlds too. Like, I mean, I got beat by implements I just didn't understand, and I think we had somebody in the YouTube comments say, "Oh, how do these guys only get to 420 on log?" And it's like, I think the common fan or like newer strongmen don't. They don't value how much the conditions can affect performance.
Yeah.
10-inch weird log, facing the sun. A couple guys said the ground didn't feel super level. Like all those things. You lose 10% or 5%. I mean, that's the difference between that 440 and that 420.
Right.
And last year 440 was the wall. This year 420 was the wall. So
you can't tell me guys like Bryce Johnson and Tim Buck can't press 440. Like, it was just a lot going on.
Yeah. So, I guess we've been a little all over the place. The women's show, the podium. I think it was exactly the podium you predicted, Alex.
It was exactly. I just had people flipped. I had Jamie in third in my prediction. She took second. Chelsea took third. I had Chelsea in second. So I was correct with the people. Just the order was flipped.
Yep. And I think I had that podium, but I swapped out Chelsea and Stevie, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
With a bit of an asterisk because Stevie had a short prep.
So they all 4 weeks, and going into the last event, it was a battle of her versus Chelsea. Like, whoever won that event was going to be on podium.
Sure, and
so we were
5-3.
Dude, it was rough on her.
yeah, that's a tough show to get thrown into.
Yeah.
But it kind of seemed like Jamie and Sam were on an island, and then
Yeah,
there was another group fighting, and then there was another group of like kind of newer pros or high level amateurs fighting in this third group.
Yeah, dude. Like if we're being totally honest, it wasn't that they were on an island; they were on a whole other planet. You know,
Yeah.
They're like 30 points ahead of.
Yeah.
You know.
But then we had like 4 or 5 girls
right in that third,
close to each other, and that was really fun to see. And even on the men's side, the exact same thing. Going into the last event, basically 4 guys were tied for second and third.
It was crazy.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, was it? So I remember the scores in the last event for the men. It was 68 for Bryce. 3 men tied at 62.5, and 1 tied at 60, which I think the 60 was Jeffers.
60 was Jeffers.
What I didn't even realize what pulled Bryce ahead, because Bryce was in that pack. Those last 2 events, what pulled Bryce ahead?
The grip,
the
Hercules hold.
Hercules, yeah.
Dude, at one point he's doing the Hercules hold because he knew because Bryce screwed up his best event. He did terrible on stones, right? So going into that Hercules event, he put his headphones in and was listening to Eminem and just like screaming the lyrics as he's hanging on to this thing and like going somewhere, just going somewhere. It was awesome.
Dude, he started shaking 10 seconds in and went another 20 seconds after that. It was like the whole time, dude.
Screaming lyrics.
Yeah, well, it's just like, you gotta find the point somewhere. In an 8-event show, like you have more runway than most shows to find that. But I was just surprised. I saw that pack was tight, and then that final event, he had basically 5.5 point lead going into that, and I knew that medley would be good for him. He had experience on it. So at that point, I felt like it was a lock for Bryce, and barring catastrophe. And then just the boys had to battle it out for those last couple spots. How about Nick Wortham?
I was just gonna say, how about Nick the whole time, damn near leading the show? Incredible.
Yeah, his solid B+ and everything really panned out. Like, just did he win an event?
No. He had a couple of seconds.
Sure.
Yeah, he won.
Did he win an event?
I don't think he won an event.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. Yeah.
The only event that cost him the win was the event that saved Bryce. It was the Hercules hold.
Yeah. If Nick had a set of mitts on him, everybody would have been screwed.
If Nick if he even took 5th in the Hercules hold, he probably would have won the show.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
Because who was the other one that was in that tie? There was Wes, Nick, and Buck. Yeah. And when I saw the scores after that event, I was like, oh yeah, okay.
And the Hercules hold, to no one's surprise, also screwed Tim hard.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I think Tim going into Hercules needed a few more points. Same with Wortham. But yeah, just awesome podium. I mean, Wes has found his way. He's placed no worse than 4th in that show. Or no. He placed 3rd, 2nd, and then what did he place last year? With
4th?
An injury, he nearly got on the podium last year.
He was 4th. Yeah.
Was he 4th?
I think so.
Yeah. I think he did because Bryce was no. Bryce was 4th last year.
He must have been 5th.
He must have been 5th. Yeah.
But he pulled it back from the depths because he had a terrible day one.
Yeah, Wes just finds a way in these 8-event shows to get as many points as he can. And he's just, I like he just put out a sample of his merch, and he's going with that gas station ready.
I like it.
Mantra.
Truth with that guy. Jesus.
Yeah.
For real. Any other like big standouts? I was pretty impressed with CJ Allen
on the stones.
Dude,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't see his load. Was it convincing? Was it a grind? Was it?
He destroyed it.
Yeah, he destroyed that entire event.
No shit.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
He ran it better than anyone I've ever seen run it.
Huh. I didn't know CJ was big on stone. Like he didn't jump off the page on the stone to shoulder at Rainier.
Yeah. Well, I assumed he was going to be okay based on Rainier, but he was by far the best stone loader there that weekend.
He's
great.
How many of the guys do you feel like I saw a lot of the attempts on that final stone? How many of the guys do you feel like it was a tacky issue versus a strength issue?
All strength. Well,
all strength
except for Tim. Tim slipped. Tim said he had no grip on it off the pick.
Bryce as well.
Bryce, did he say he slipped too?
Well, I mean, Bryce can load a 440 stone.
It's hard for me to say though. His whole run was kind of technically not efficient, so I don't really know. Even on the lighter ones, it was kind of sloppy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, man. But you look at his stone run at OSG, where
it was amazing. Yeah,
he has the capacity to crush. So there was just something off.
There was something was off. Maybe tack, maybe technique. I don't know. Jeffers made a technical error. He didn't step in on that last
Yeah,
one.
he didn't have his legs. I saw that.
But he lost his weight. But he was strong
I did
enough.
the same thing last year. I didn't step in for the load.
I mean,
Right.
to be fair, it was like 100 degrees. I mean, it was hot as hell. You know? So, and I will say that, you know, as per always, the further down the roster you went, the more lubed up the stones got.
Yeah,
like,
it got crazy.
They were covered, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that's another one that I think we got some comments on YouTube of like, or I've seen on Reddit, like, oh, Bryce Johnson didn't load the 440 stone at North America's.
That is
He's not in good shape for SMO. I was like, guys, stop.
No. I don't.
Conditions affect results.
They don't understand that is genuinely the third or second hardest show in the calendar year, depending on what Arnold event is picked. And that stone run in particular is extraordinarily difficult. Only 5 men ever, I believe, have finished it. Thor, Brian, Martins, CJ, Max, and Trey, so 6 ever have finished it, which tells you exactly how hard that shit is.
Yeah, I can't even tell you why that stone
no
is
one
so
can
hard.
explain it, but like it's just crazy.
JF said he weighed it. It's like 445. It's not like it's accidentally 500. It's just that something about that stone at the end of that medley with those platforms.
And that list of guys that have loaded it also speaks volumes as to the quality of a stone loader that CJ is.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like,
because that's Murderer's Row of stone loaders.
I mean, that's like the best of the best. That's the Mount Rushmore of stone loaders and CJ Allen.
Right.
You know, so
most people listening to this probably, unless they're like a diehard fan of this channel and followed all the Rainier stuff, they don't know who CJ Allen is.
Right.
No.
And I messaged him, I was like, dude, I hope some promoters are paying attention because you did good. He placed 6th or 7th overall.
Yeah.
6th.
Yeah.
6th. So got into the top half in his first international. Like, that's not nothing.
Yeah. At that show, really impressive.
No, it's really good. So, and that's kind of the boat that like Wortham was in last year, you know.
Yep.
But he did much better than people thought, got in that top half, and then he had a year to refine everything. And it sounds like he's kind of excited to go back to the lab, and he knows his weakness is that static strength. So I want to see Wortham 12 months from now.
I would say
really
mostly grip at this point is really his weakness, not really so much static. Mostly grip.
Well, his deadlift's still lagging.
Sure, and there's no.
That would be
show, right? So.
His pressing is getting there. But yeah, I'd say his deadlift is where. And I think we had a decent little conversation about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm really excited to just build." And he's like, "I think I'm going to take that advice and just go to the lab and get diesel for 12 months."
Perfect.
So we'll probably see an even better Wortham next year.
Yeah.
Any other big standouts? Anything cool? Anything weird that occurred?
You know,
I wasn't there.
Honestly, the show was run so perfectly. I was a little sad to see Max probably not feeling his best, but hopefully he can pull something together for strongest man on earth. Because, you know, he's the defending champion. And honestly, I don't think people understand when Max is Max, he's maybe the most exciting strongman you could possibly watch.
Yeah.
Like he's when he's on, dude, that's a show. That's a show. So
you could tell from event 1 he just wasn't feeling himself for the weekend.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know, next 4 weeks here, 3 weeks, he pull something together for sure. That'd be great. But other than that, you know, it was really fun to see. It was great to see. Honestly, I would say Sam Beliveau is better than she's ever been right now.
Shout out to Sam too for winning that show 2 weeks after she was concussed like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude. Sam's the best version of herself right now.
Yeah, and then it also speaks volumes to the talent that is Jamie.
She just needs to be a little polished, and she's a problem for everybody.
So rough around the edges, and I was joking around with her. I was like, "You're just about to have because of your genetics, and you're a little bit of athletic background, and you're just naturally pretty strong. Like you've got to skip the phase where I'm going to learn and get stronger. You're strong enough. You're just going to have the world's heaviest on-the-job training in these next 3 or 4 shows.
Right.
It's just, you know, like walking between implements or sloppy transition here, or you know, it just wasn't polished. And I think it's her 3rd or 4th strongman show ever.
Yeah,
she made a really good Sam Beliveau work pretty hard, which is the
best version.
Yeah. So
once she works on transitions and gets her work capacity up a little bit more. She has all the tools for sure. It's just, like you said, the transitions for whatever reason on the power stairs, she walked like 5 feet in the wrong direction before attacking the next implement. And but as far as like just natural ability, she's a monster,
Yeah.
So
I'd say it's the genetic equivalent of like Brian Shaw stepping into the sport.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's an archetype that hasn't been seen yet.
Not for the women.
No, like Rebecca Roberts is big. She's bigger than the other girls, but Jamie is a degree bigger. AJ is bigger than the other girls,
and
Jamie's
honestly,
bigger.
very different genetics as well.
Just different, yeah. It's
very different.
You shake her hand and it's almost as big as mine, maybe like on some ways bigger, and it's just a strong hand. I'm like, this is just a big person, and genetics are not fair.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It was really exciting. I love the show. It was great, and I hope everyone tunes in to watch it. Frankly, Sturge did a good job, right, Sturge?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, if you haven't yet, I think it'll be toss up if this goes up before the men's day 2 stream goes up, but they're both going to be up ASAP. If you don't already follow along, Sturge, where can people find you? Because you're an up and coming strongman.
The Big Sturge on everything.
On everything. So, he's a up and coming amateur, moved to Dungeon to train full time with the crew, and is building some pretty cool stuff on social media as far as Twitch streaming and gaming. In addition to, I think being a couple years out from doing some pretty cool stuff in Strongman, so it'll help Sturge out. Thanks guys for doing everything this weekend. Niko.
Wow,
hold on there, guy. Chill the fuck out.
Leaving me hanging.
Niko, would you like to tell people where they can find you? Jesus.
Yes.
Everyone can find me
host
at I Hate Lucas Haddon. No, I'm just kidding. At Greek Goliath. We will be at Strongest Man on Earth in 3 weeks.
All of us.
Yes.
All of
yes,
us.
We will.
Showdown between Lucas and Evan happens.
Yeah.
You and I will.
We're gonna coach against each other.
We're gonna coach against each other.
We're gonna win, but it's fine. It'll be great.
Yeah.
I offered the bet, and
Which bet?
I offered you. I think it was what was it? $100?
Oh yeah, sure.
If I win Power Stairs, I'll cut my head open too. No, that's gonna be super fun, guys. And also, Niko, I wasn't ignoring you. You're just a Discovery Channel celebrity.
I know,
Sturge
right?
Is a up and coming Twitch streamer.
Nobody.
You've been on Harpoon Hunters on Discovery Channel.
That's true. So everybody, that's also available on Discovery Plus and HBO Max.
All right, we've plugged enough stuff. Let's be done, guys. I got a good training session to go to today, and let us know what you think of North Americans in the comments. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All right, see ya.